At the last minute of the market, 3:59 p.m., we detected unusual option trades on Meta that expire in the year 2025. Does this mean Meta stock is a good buy or is it a sell? If you invest in stocks, you may have used fundamental analysis to help you decide whether or not to buy a stock. Well, there's a lot of math involved and you could make mistakes. So in this video, we will reveal a secret trick in fundamental analysis to make things easier by using Meta, also known as Facebook, as a real life example. If you're not familiar with fundamental analysis, investors use the data in financial statements of companies to calculate the fair valuation or the intrinsic value of the stock to figure out if its share price is undervalued today and what it would be worth in the future to decide if it's a good investment. So we are not going to do all of that here because somebody already did this for us and we simply need to follow their trades. And if you've been following this channel, you know that this somebody is a wealthy investor with millions of dollars. These wealthy investors have the money to hire professional analysts to do the fundamental analysis before they buy stocks. So if they are buying, most likely they have already found that this stock is undervalued and a good investment. If this is the first time you're on our channel, you can learn more on our website. We'll put a link at the top here about how we follow the trades of wealthy investors to make money. Because as we all know, the rich get richer. So without further ado, let's get to these unusual option activity trades on Meta to find out more. As you can see, these trades, 3,000 contracts, 2 of them done together at the same time. So it's the same investor. 14-second mark, June 2025's 390 strike calls and the 700 strike calls. So let's take a deeper look at what this could mean. When we take a look at this data, okay, this happened February 14 for the June 2025s. So let's take a look at the strike price for 390. It's right over here. We can see the 3,000 volume here. We also have an open interest of 11,000. So most likely they had closed out of this trade and took profits. And what they're doing is rolling to a higher strike price. The 700 strike price calls right over here. As you can see, the volume of the 3,000 here, much greater than the open interest of just 182. So these are their new opening trades where they've rolled out of their 390s, taking profits, and now they are repositioning into these 700 strike calls by buying these to open. Okay, and by buying these to open, we can calculate the total trade costs here. 3,000 contracts, they paid $2,374 for each contract. So this is the total value of the trade, $7.1 million. Okay, and when we take a look at the chain here for the June 2025s, we can see at the 700 strike price calls now that by buying these, by the way, you can see actually that today's volume here, it's NA. The data has been reset. So that is one of the things about our work is you have to analyze the data on a daily basis to see this volume happening. All right, so that is what we do so that people that don't have the time to look at this data on a daily basis can go to our website to gain access to these types of trades that the wealthy investors are doing, because this data resets on a daily basis and then you cannot see it anymore. Okay, so make sure to go to our website to learn more on how you can gain access to the trades of wealthy investors. All right, so this is what their trade is. Actually, this is our previous earnings trade. By the way, our earnings trade, this is what we had originally this trade for earnings. If you missed out on this Meta earnings just recently on February 1st, where we predicted this stock would rally based on our analysis of what the wealthy investors are doing, make sure to watch this video. Okay, we'll put a link at the top here and also at the end of this video as well, where we use the same type of analyses to figure out what is a good trade in the short term as well. Something that we can also do with this strategy. All right. So back to these 700 strike calls, you can see clearly these are a bullish long trade because this is a positive delta here. Okay, if it was a bearish short position to sell, this would have been a negative delta. So you can see here that as the share price of Meta goes up, this trade is profitable. Okay, this is a profit loss diagram. Anything above the zero, when the lines are above this zero on the y-axis, this is a profit. If it's below, it is a loss. Notice that since these expire June 2025, their break even is actually over here on the blue line here. But even though it's a 700 strike price call, this does not necessarily mean Meta has to reach $700 a share. You can see that the purple line, which represents the current date, actually is profitable immediately. Okay, if it starts to go up quick enough, it could be profitable immediately. It does not have to wait until the year 2025. It will decay in value though. You can see it slowly becomes that blue line as we pass in time, and that is the risk with options. Some of these options, like this one in particular, has a negative theta decay right here, a -7. So it decays through time decay. Okay, the value goes down in time, so it has to move quickly upward in time for this to be as profitable as possible. Okay, so you can see it could even, if it could hit $500 a share, then you would be immediately profitable. But if it's at $500 in the year 2025 when these options expire, this would be a 100% loss. Okay, so keep that in mind if you do trade options. You don't necessarily have to trade options with this type of analysis. You can also use it as a way to buy stocks to find out when the wealthy investors are buying stock and make decisions based on what they are doing. Okay, so you can learn more on our website on how we use this type of data to beat the market and make money. So we'll put a link at the top here so you can learn more on how you can gain access to this, and make sure to watch this video on Meta before earnings where we shared why we were going bullish for Meta earnings. Take care and have a wonderful